this month's tier list stream for December, and I am joined by the lovely, the wonderful, it's Tethercat. Tethercat, say hi!
Greetings and salutations, June and June bugs and anyone else who's watching. I'm Tethercat, the independent VTuber, and I'm just hanging around today. Haha, hanging around.
Yes, Tethercat is upside down on purpose. Guys, this is absolutely intentional. This is how it's supposed to be. Don't worry about it. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I noticed that you put me in the not for me and nope area.
That's not...
Was that as intentional?
No, that was... I wanted you to hang from A to... Do you want... Here, hold on. Hold on a damn minute. No. If you're gonna say something, I wanted you to sit next to me, but if that's how it's gonna be, we'll have you cover up chat up there. Is that...
Ha.
We got the ha's.
That's perfect.
Oh my god, this is how we're gonna do shit. It's already freaking started. It's fine. Merry Christmas, Reversal. Welcome. Hello. Oh my god. Okay, so
I don't know that I like it in the must-do category either. I mean,
what?
I'm not gonna dissuade you in your preference. Let's just put it at A.
Oh my god. Fine. Okay. Fine. You're gonna cover up. Okay. You know what? It's fine. Come here. Come here. You. Hold on. Okay. Fine. Is that good placement-wise? I'm gonna scoot you down just a little bit.
That's ideal.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. H. This is totally correct. Oh my god. Okay. Well, guys, it is the month of December, which means the holidays are in full swing. So, fitting for today, our category, our theme overall is Christmas traditions. And I have quite a lot in store, and I'm very, very excited to see what you guys think about certain ones, and if we are going to argue about... I don't know if we're going to argue about any of them. Maybe?
You know what? If you're combative, I'm up for it. Let's argue about everything. Hey, is Santa a good tradition? Oh no, definitely not.
Oh god, I didn't even put Santa as one, because I was, I don't know. Because like, in terms of a tradition, I tried to pick like things that you do, and I don't know if Santa, like, the tradition of Santa Claus. Okay, Santa Claus is more of a concept.
Right.
It's not an activity or a thing that you do. Although, as you have pointed out, you did not want to sit in S tier because of must do. So therefore,
I also think that if I can't be in S tier because of must do, Santa also can't be in S tier must do.
What? Because otherwise, are you gonna fight Santa otherwise? What do you?
I just don't want to fight Mrs. Claus.
You don't want to fight Mrs. Claus? Oh my god.
Okay, one Tethercat versus 10,000 elves. Go. Who's gonna win? No, that's not happening.
Understandable. You know what? That's fine. Oh, hello, welcome in JK and Mini-Me. This is PETA, we have JK. We will release him if you pledge your alliance to that vegan teacher and make sushi without the fish. Who is that vegan teacher? Who is that? Hello? Hello, Jinsun, how's your day? Thank you for checking in on me, Mini-Me. I'm doing all right. Thank you. Oh, oh my god. I'm so off kilter already. We haven't even freaking started. Okay.
No, right?
Well,
what's the first one gonna be? That's gonna scare me because if we're off kilter already.
Okay. Well, as you guys can see in the background of the actual list, we have S tier as a must-do in terms of a tradition. We go all the way down to D tier. We have a section that's labeled not for me, and we have F tier, the ones that are actively bad. I set it as nope, not doing that. I don't think anything's going to end up in that category, but we'll see the more that we talk about it. I don't know. I don't know.
I have preconceptions that there's going to be a few in there for the not for me, but until we hit them, I'm undecided. So yeah, let's dive in. I'm curious. I'm interested.
We won't know until we try. Is Tethercat okay? It looks painful just hanging by his tail. Well, hello, Crustpain. That's up to you if you want to share how your tail is feeling, Tethercat. I'm not going to make that a required topic.
Well, I'll tell you really briefly there, Crustpain. I've been hanging by this tail for so long that I'm used to it. So, no, it's not painful. It's just normal. But thanks for asking.
I was gonna say, the issue is when you turn right side up, because then all the blood feels weird, right?
It does, and I get the spinny eyes.
Yes, you do get the spinny eyes then. Okay, well, again, without any further ado. Oh my gosh. We will get started. Let me grab the first one. Ooh, which one should I pick for? I mean, I think I know which one I'm gonna pick first, but gotta grab it. There we go.
How's it hanging? It's hanging normal, meaning me. Thanks for asking. Just ask Khalid.
Oh my god. Okay, well, we're gonna start with the first one, which is decorating a Christmas tree. The act of decorating a Christmas tree. What are we thinking?
I guess, if I may.
I let the guest speak first, yes.
All right. I think that it depends on the number of participants. What you see in that image right there is a solo person. This woman, she lives alone. She has a pee bottle behind her. She's, not doing too well. So obviously this is the highlight not only of her year, but possibly her decade and maybe even her life. Whereas you get into a family scenario and they got to cook popcorn. Why? I don't know. They just do. And then they don't eat it. And that's horrible. And then they have to string it on the tree. And then 2 days later it goes stale. And then they try eating it because they're hungry and then they hate it. So, I mean, but at least they have floss because that's what they use to string it. I think that it depends on the number of participants. I would place that in a C tier list because it could fluctuate on pee bottle solo lady or floss popcorn family.
I don't know what I expected. None of the words that you just said in this very moment were any of the words that I was expecting.
See, freedom with me, popcorn decoration makes no sense. I fully agree. Unless it's seasoned, in which case, okay.
I want to take my white cheddar Smart Pop and string it on mint scented freaking floss.
That's exactly it. Where do you think the term season's greetings comes from? It comes from seasoned popcorn.
It comes from the seasoned popcorn. Oh my god. Well, I mean, I was gonna put it in S tier because we always decorate a Christmas tree and it's a very fun activity. But yeah, sure, C tier for piss bottle.
Because the reason I chose C tier was because solo pee bottle lady was going to be in the teal/purple category, but family would be more A and S. If you're going to go family oriented, such as what you said, we decorate it, then by all means put it in a family activity as C or A tier or S tier. By all means, go for that.
Oh my god. I've had a lot of different on my streams with a lot of different opinions. You really came out of the gate swinging.
It's not my fault that she's got a bottle of pee behind her.
Oh my god, I'm putting it in A tier. I do understand some of your reasoning, so she's going in A tier. Oh
greetings,
my
lady.
god. It is so early to be starting off this way. So fucking early. I feel like I've already lost control.
I'm not seeing any suggestions from chat. So by all means, if all of you have your tier.
No, I don't want their opinion.
Oh no, I definitely.
This is already enough opinions in here. my
So that's my
god!
top pee bottle, and I want to be there for that.
Oh my god. I don't want anybody to top any pee bottle. Thank you very much. I think I could go my whole life without any of you guys topping any pee bottle. Okay, next in line. Oh my god. Okay, so similar vein, going to a Christmas tree farm to pick out the live Christmas tree. Now, some people don't do this because they don't have a live Christmas tree, but we'll discuss it and see what people's opinions are. I can safely top pee bottle. June would have to ban me. I don't want to hear your opinion, Rekka. I don't want to hear it. You're my moderator. I love you. If you say any more words, I swear to fucking God.
Once again, this is a situational thing where you can either go to a Christmas tree farm and cut down a live tree, or you can go to a different Christmas tree farm and cut down a dead tree, and that's sad.
That's not.
So I would say going to a Christmas tree farm and cutting down a live tree is good. That's great. You know, it's a healthy tree. It's not this dead, sickly looking
my God.
branches on the ground thing that squirrels hate.
Jesus Christ. This is not the reason for this season. No, I'm not okay.
Okay. Just checking in.
Oh my God.
Christmas tree farm, cutting down a tree. You know, that is a fun tradition, I gotta admit. I've done it in the past. I had a little 4-door hatchback, the Tethermobile, and for a 13-foot ceiling, putting that tree on top of the hood, just it was an adventure into itself.
Oh yes.
I think that getting it to pee bottle stage where someone solo can decorate it, I think that Christmas tree farm live cutting of a Christmas tree is an essential. I'd put that in probably B or A tier for the people who can do it.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I would say that that's pretty fair. In our household, we have always used an artificial tree because of pets. Most of the pets that we've had have had allergies, and I don't want to bring like anything potentially into the house that, you know, wouldn't be compatible with any already existing live animals that are in our house. So we've always just done a fake tree, and you know, we used the same fake tree for years and years and years and years, and it works. I like the idea of getting a live tree, especially in terms of just like the scent, and it feels there's like a different feeling of having something that's like live in your house. I mean, it's not like live in the way that you have like a house plant, but you know, similar kind of vibe. So I would happily put this in A tier right behind decorating it, because picking out the tree itself is fun, but I think decorating it is more fun, and I like it even more. So I will put this in A tier behind Miss Piss Bottle Lady.
I fully agree. And you bring to mind a good point, is that having a live tree to decorate, although it's not live like a houseplant, you're almost cutting it down in its prime and then celebrating the slow demise of it while watching it with joy. It's very morbid, but I'm all about the morbid at Christmas. I love it. So absolutely put the tree right behind decorating it, because that's like the pre-step to that.
Well, I mean, it's also morbid to do the whole, like, when people get a birthday cake, because you're all just, there's a circle of people lighting an object on fire and then singing something to celebrate another year of being alive, and then you blow out the candles and then you eat the object. Like, that's also pretty gruesome if you think about it that way.
There is a lot wrong with cakes, whether it be birthday cake, wedding cake, and the blowing of the candles. And here's something for you. I know we're not going to deviate too far off the Christmas thing.
God.
I have a birthday in around the Christmas area, so this is relevant. Birthday cakes and other types of cakes. I had neighbors who would make cakes and put money in it, and it was coin-based. But imagine all the kids, when I had a birthday party, all the kids got quarters. I didn't get a quarter, and then 3 days later I found a quarter.
Oh.
Right.
Oh.
So there's a lot wrong with cakes.
Yeah, that's not.
Cakes aren't on this list.
That's not great.
No.
Have to do another tier list that's just birthday traditions.
Yeah, totally
Oh
different
God.
birthday traditions. Let's do that.
Maybe that'll be for the month of June. I don't know. That would be really funny.
Sounds good.
Committing
What's up
murder to a
next?
tree. Yes, of course, Mini-Me. Goodness gracious, y'all make Christmas dark. Not intentional, it just is. Sorry.
I definitely make Christmas dark. There was a movie that came out in the 70s called Black Christmas. I make that look like a fun, happy Hallmark rom.
Oh, God. Jesus. Okay. Well, anyway, the next one is gift exchanging, which I think is the, like, I don't know. I don't want to call it the capitalism side because it's not always, like, capitalism driven, but it's very much also capitalism driven.
Mm-hmm. It can be. I would put this S tier. I think that celebrating the holiday season is wonderful when you're surrounded by people you love and people who love you. And to have a day dedicated to the exchanging of gifts doesn't necessarily have to be commercialized. I was at a Christmas event a few years ago, and one of my family members, a distant family member, had created crafts and had gifted those.
Aww.
And was unfortunately mercilessly mocked by the remainder of the family for not being able to afford a gift. I graciously accepted and thanked that family member for the gift because it was homemade, it was heartfelt, it was given with love, and it had no monetary value attached. So I think gift giving is S tier, absolutely.
Oh my God, and I would totally agree. I think if you were to take away everything else that is like iconic of the Christmas season, and the only thing that you kept was still the act of exchanging a gift, it would still be like S tier holiday. It's just a way to show like gratitude, and I say this as a person whose love language is picking out really like wonderful gifts for other people. It means a lot to me to be able to show my gratitude to other people by picking out a very tailored or making a very tailored gift for them. So yes, I would also place it in S tier.
Absolutely. It is just such a wonderful segment of the season. It's just such a good, it's a feel-good thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta resize it. There we go. Christmas is to drink all the cheap swill shops put for even cheaper. Changed my mind. Well, hello, Tactical. Welcome in. My God.
Ooh. Across the Spider-Verse
Ooh,
for Christmas.
okay. Okay. That's a
Is she
good
watching
movie.
the stream? Hey, JK's sister, guess what? Spoilers.
Don't you dare. Don't you do it. Leave her out of this. My God. How dare you.
Now you're gonna have to switch it for Into the Spider-Verse. Throw the old bait and switch in there, because that's
No.
also a equally good movie.
Okay, let's see. We'll
Welcome
do...
to some Spider-Verse.
You know what? I'll do these two next.
I
So
know it seems like we're not being very combative, but keep in mind, Pea Bottle Lady. Anyway, what's up?
we're not gonna stop bringing up the piano lady. My God.
For those of you just tuning in, catch the VOD.
Yeah, you guys are gonna want to watch the VOD and figure out who the hell P Lady is. Anyway.
Yeah.
The next one that I picked out for us to discuss is Christmas dinner. Sitting down with people and having a big Christmas dinner.
I'll let you take the first stab at this, pun intended, and then I'll pitch in afterwards.
Okay. So in our household, it is a very big thing to have a big Christmas dinner. Even though we are not a very big household, there's only the three of us in total. But growing up, there used to be so many more of us, and it was like a way to bring in all like the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, and we would all meet at my grandparents' house. And it was just like, my family has always been extremely food oriented. We've always been very food oriented, so everybody always looked forward to having a big Christmas dinner. I would say that I don't think there's ever been a time when we didn't have a Christmas dinner of some sort. So I would also put this in S tier behind the gift exchange.
I'm going D tier on this one.
Oh, please defend yourself.
Now, here's the thing, is that everything you said is true, but you're also negating a couple of the cons to all the pros that you just listed. Number one, the length of time and the expense. Now, I've had solo Christmas. Imagine me with a pee bottle behind me. I've had solo Christmases where I've had a bottle of cranberry juice and a frozen turkey dinner. And honestly, that was nice. But also, honestly, that cost me $5. So the amount of money that it costs to get a turkey, to spend weeks ahead of time trying to schedule and prep and trying to get everything coordinated, then you get the day of, does everyone fit in the kitchen? Oh, only the women fit in the kitchen? Great, all the guys, go watch the game. There's just this, as social a dynamic as it is, there's almost this imposed expectancy that a Christmas dinner is going to happen, and that can be extremely stressful on people who aren't dealing with, oh, I only have to do the mashed potatoes. That's great. No, for those people who have to bake cheesecakes, you know what? I'm not a fan of. As much as I love eating, I can't abide by the imposed tradition of creating, especially when there's, $5 options out there. So I'm throwing D list. It's not E, not for me. I do enjoy me some dinner, but it is D list. I wish that it wasn't such an imposing tradition of Christmas.
Okay, that's understandable. I think taking your side of things into account, I still won't put it that low, because I think at least in our household, we do really, really appreciate having like the fancy Christmas dinner. And I think that's just because like that's the way that my household operates, at least. But it is still something that I really enjoy doing. I guess I'll throw it in B tier, because it is something that like I do seek out and that I do really want to have. So we'll do it like that.
And I've been invited to several Christmas parties over this holiday and in the weeks leading up to now, where the dinner is expected and people are looking forward to eating it and sharing in that sociality. So the D tier can be bumped up. I would agree with a B tier listing on that, yes.
Okay. Nice.
The only downside is the stress factor and the cost and all that. But otherwise, yeah, it's always good to eat.
Yeah. So in a similar vein, I would say in some households this is also the same amount of stress, but in some other households they make it a lot more relaxed. But I've seen more and more households adopting a Christmas breakfast or Christmas brunch.
Ooh. This is a new one to me, because come 11 o'clock, people are shooting me out of their house. So
I mean,
go home, good night, get out, slam. I've never a Christmas brunch, and that's like Christmas Day brunch, is it?
Yeah, so from what I understand, this is mostly for families that, a lot of people either fly in or they're from out of town, they're not from around, and, there's somebody with one big house that they're all staying at, and come the next morning, because they're still like going to be there before they leave for the holidays, they have like one big brunch together. And they can either go super fancy with it and treat it the way that they treat Christmas dinner, or they can go like super relaxed with it. It's just everybody's kind of lazing around, like messing around with all the new presents that they got, like that kind of vibe.
Right. I can see that. The travel aspect I hadn't considered. When I get together with my very large family, everyone is within 3-hour proximity, so it's just a short drive. That's why the doors slam at 11. Like, go home. Back 2 a.m. in their own bed. Yeah, a brunch in a travel sense, a brunch absolutely makes sense. And I would actually put it above B tier because look at that. That's pancakes and strawberries. Like that is so less stressful than orchestrating 75 people trying to get turkeys and stuffings. That's just like someone slapping together some frozen waffles and saying,
Yeah.
here, eat up before your trip out. I put it at A tier.
I actually would like, in my ideal mind, I would love to put it at S tier because, as people know, I love breakfast food. I love all breakfast foods. I love breakfast foods very dear. They're very near and dear to my heart. But it's not something that I actually grew up doing. Because again, like my family all lived within the same area, and like we were within like what, not even an hour of each other. Everybody would come together and have a meal together. So it wasn't really a thing that we did. Like we would have Christmas in the morning and open up presents, and then we would just eat whatever. Like it wasn't like a conditioned like we're having Christmas breakfast, but it is something that I've wanted to adopt in our household because I really like making breakfast food. So I'm willing to put this in A tier behind all the tree stuff. I want it to become like an S tier within the next year because I want to get really, really good and become a well-oiled machine when making all the good breakfast food.
Right, and I fully agree. A tier behind the trees, absolutely. And doing it for enjoyment, as you stated, that's actually the best incentive and best reason that you could. So I think that your assessment is correct on that one.
I'm glad that my assessment is correct. Thank you, Professor.
Yes, and here's the other thing is that back when I was tether kitten, oh so long ago.
Oh man.
Yeah, we used to, our families would get together and on Christmas Day, because we would all travel and sleep over with kids, we would, the parents would open up miniature cereal boxes used for camping trips and pour milk into the plastic and cardboard with the whatever generic shreddies or foods or whatever the cereal was, hand us a spoon and say, eat. And that was our Christmas breakfast. So the picture you show is luxurious.
Yes.
It is hotel worthy. As opposed to the slop that our parents were just like, Santa wants you to eat this.
That's fun, though. The little cereal boxes, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it was cute. At the time, it was cute. Now I'm horrified. But yeah, it was cute.
I mean, think about it, though. If you have to travel a long distance, pee bottling might not just be a tradition, but a health and Christmas necessity. JK, we're not...
No, I hadn't considered that. JK.
Oh my God.
Maybe this woman is decorating her tree because she's just traveled for 6 hours and it's the first thing she wants to do. The second thing is empty the pee bottle she brought with her on the road trip.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
If we could stop talking about piss for a little. Hi, Babel. Oh my God. Okay. No more piss talk. I've had enough.
Fair enough.
Next tradition. It's not the season for piss. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break it to you in that way. All right. Next tradition, which I think a lot of people relate to and do, is Christmas cards. Sending out cards in the mail to loved ones.
Okay. I'm against this.
Oh.
Yes. And it's not just one reason, it's several.
Okay.
Number one on the list is it contributes to the paper usage, the excess paper usage, and we're coming into an era where we gotta really recycle stuff and not use to excess. Christmas cards are just wasteful, especially in this era where you can just digitally email someone. Likewise, if you're gonna insert a coffee card or something in there, you can just send them a gift card through Amazon or coffee shop or whatever. The second reason, glitter. Everyone hates glitter. The only place anyone likes glitter is not on cards, ever else. So yeah,
Hmm.
you get a card from a relative you haven't heard from, and you're like, oh, that's great. You open it up in your car, and suddenly it's like a glitter bomb exploded. Um, Handing out your address to strangers, those strangers being family. Hey, I know we haven't talked for 30 years, but can I get your address? I'd rather not. No, but here you go. And then you get a glitter bomb. So there's several reasons why I think that
Oh my
Christmas cards
god.
in the physical format are outdated and unnecessary as a Christmas tradition in the modern age. Sending a digital Christmas card with a digital gift card, that's fine. But a physical card that goes to your home address with relatives you hate, no. Not for me.
Shit, man, I didn't think that you were gonna have such emotions about Christmas
I
cards.
got issues.
God damn. Okay. Sheesh.
Now I want to hear you praise them.
I will say I have a very soft spot for Christmas cards. I think as a person who was transitioning between not having any money at all to at least having a tiny bit of financial stability now, Christmas cards were a way for me to connect with people and still show the gratitude that I have for them in my life via sending a Christmas card. And I try not to be super direct about it, just like messaging random people out of the blue. I remember posting and being like, hey, if anyone is interested in getting a Christmas card, you can approach me, and then that's on you if you want one, because I'm more than happy to send you one if that's what you want. And there is one specific family member in my life who I always know that I'm going to get either a Christmas or a birthday card and like all of that kind of stuff, because she's my aunt. I love her very, very much. And she is unable to use technology due to disabilities. So she always goes the very traditional route of writing out a card and having somebody like with her to help send out and write a card. So I feel like it's very sentimental to me because that's what's accessible to her. So then I always try to send a card back, and like I'll go to the local pharmacy and print out like physical photos of like the family members of my cat, like stuff like that, because that's what she's always had and she's not going to change anytime soon because she can't really. So that's just how I've always shared that sort of love. And I'm a person who really loves stationary stuff, as you guys found out in the stream the other day with gift wrapping. I love doing stuff like that because it's just, it makes me really happy. So to be able to write out Christmas cards and, physically write out words to be like, hey, you are an important person in my life, let me show you like just how much like I love and care about you. Like writing Christmas cards is something that I love. This year I have not actually gotten the chance to write Christmas cards except to my aunt, because there was like a really big time crunch, and with like my work schedule changing around a little bit, I wasn't able to sit down and write Christmas cards, which I'm really bummed about. I was really excited to do it and I wasn't able to, but it is still something that is very near and dear to my heart, and I at least do one every single year. I will take into account it can be wasteful paper-wise. It's not the best for the environment, and it also overwhelms our poor postal workers. They have enough that they gotta do all the time, let alone now everybody's sending stuff just because it's that time of the year where they all send stuff. I would.
Yeah, you don't see these things being sent out in March.
Yeah, no, people aren't sending St. Patrick's Day cards to everybody in their life. So I would put this probably in B tier, and I'd put it probably in front of the dinner, honestly.
Well, given everything you just said, I would agree with putting it in B tier ahead of the dinner. It sounds like your Aunt Gladys is someone who is And hold on, let me follow
Oh
through
my
here.
god.
I think that since we're doing Christmas traditions and your Aunt Gladys is all about the Christmas tradition, it's absolutely like a staple. You are fully justified in everything you said. It sounds like my Aunt Gladys is this contentious old person that I hate, that I don't want to
my
have know
God.
where I live because she'll glitter bomb me. And so I would like to actually receive some Christmas cards for your Aunt Gladys, if possible. It's much better than my Aunt Gladys.
I'm not telling my Aunt Gladys about this stream or anything that has happened in it. Are you? Oh my god.
I would say that's incredibly wise of you.
I can't believe we both have an Aunt Gladys. This is news to me.
I know, isn't that remarkable? What's the
That's
odds?
crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Our two collective Aunt Gladyses. Hi, Louie. Have you come
Actually,
to join
at that point,
us?
they're just called. At that point, they're called Aunt Glad-Eye.
The oh my god. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, let's see. I want to save some of the more esoteric ones for the end. What counts as a more traditional one? I guess this one. So I already know at least one person is going to argue about this, and I understand, but I wanted to put it on the list because I know it's a thing that people do and have opinions on. It's attending a church service for Christmas.
Interesting. I would say it's A tier. I'm not going to put it at S tier because Christmas has fragmented from its original religious origins to something of more of a non-denominational celebration for everybody. So attending a church service is not for everybody, but for those people who do enjoy attending a church service, there's no better time than to do it on either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day to bring in the holiday. For them, I think that it's not an S tier for everybody, but it's definitely an A tier for those who are all about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, in my personal life, I would say that as of right now, I would not consider myself a very religious person at all. If anything, more spiritual than like any like specific denomination of Christianity. But growing up, that is what we would do. We would go to church every Sunday, and our church was lovely. I have so many fond memories of our church and all of the other church attendees, and especially my pastor. My pastor is still a very important person in my life. So I have like that base of Christianity, I guess, in my beliefs and like my morality system. So I do remember church services being this wonderful thing, and I love it very dearly because of the nostalgia that I have for it. It's not something that I've done in a really long time, but I wouldn't be opposed to doing it again if I went back to the church that I have all the memories with, because I don't think I'd just go to any of the random churches nearby me and do that. So I guess I have to drive like 8 hours if I want to attend a church service.
This better be a good one, Pastor. You know where I came from.
Yeah, you know how far I drove to get here. You better make it good.
And knock it out of the park. Are there circus clowns on this one?
Do we have, are the clowns here? The clowns, the ones that I booked? I sent you an email. You didn't confirm it.
No, but we got your bouncy castle, but the problem is that it's sub-zero and the bouncy castle is for you can hear kids shattering as they
Oh
jump up.
my god. I think for... oh, no, you go ahead.
Please, go.
No, you go.
I was going to say that I grew up in a non-religious household, and I don't think I've ever been more than 5 times in any church at any given time. I would probably catch flame if I went into a church nowadays.
I mean, me too, but you know.
All those people holding candles doesn't exactly fill me with security. But with that said, I have a member of my family, and I said, "Hey, do you want to go and walk around on the snowy streets? Because I'm up near Toronto, and we have all these really beautiful snowy streets and wonderful other things that'll probably pull up on your tier list later on." And my family member said, "No, I'm actually attending a mass ceremony on Christmas Eve." And I thought, that's both surprising and have fun. And then
Nice.
I'd watch Die Hard. So, anyways,
And then you
that's,
watch Die Hard.
eating my cranberry juice and frozen turkey dinner. Absolutely, happy
gosh.
Christmas to me. But I would definitely put this up in the A tier is my suggestion. Again, with for those who enjoy it. Which letter of the alphabet were you thinking?
Because it is not a current part of my life, and because I haven't gone in a really long time, and I feel like it would turn into something very awkward for me very fast. I was gonna put it at the bottom of B tier. Again, it is something that I care very deeply for because of the nostalgia of it, and I can understand why other people like it is their must do. But for me, it's more about just the memory that I have of it when I was a little kid and I would go. So I wouldn't be, it's not something that I personally do anymore, really.
If you throw that where you suggest, I'd be about that. I would agree. It's kind of sad we don't have anything in the C, D, not for me, or F tiers.
We haven't gotten to the funny ones yet. Don't worry, we're gonna get there soon.
What are you getting? Did you see the solo woman decorating her tree? We've already got tons of funny ones.
You're the one who made it. You made it into something. You know what? It's fine. Helpful tip: there's an option on smartphones that allows you to send scheduled messages. You can already have your Merry Christmas text prepared at the beginning of the year. Yeah, but what if anything happens in the middle of the year and you become excommunicated? Like, you don't want to just be like, Merry Christmas, and you're like, wait, why did I send that? Oh my God, it was a scheduled message.
Hey, look at this. Billy sent us a message. I thought he was 5 to 20 in the slammer, but look, he says Merry Christmas. Isn't this great?
Isn't that sweet of him? Wow. How nice. He's so thoughtful.
He robbed all those banks, but he
still took the time. My goodness, what a good lad.
I'm gonna forward this straight off to the sheriff who arrested him.
Oh my God. Also, hello, John. Welcome in. Hello. Oh my God. Okay. Next up, let's see. Oh, this is something that I remember doing a lot. Going to see a Christmas lights display. This is a pretty classic one.
It is, and I was alluding to this in the previous one where I would offer to anyone I knew, hey, do you want to walk around in the snow and just view all the Christmas lights displays in the area? It is, it's a beautiful thing to turn nature into an artscape. Now that we have LED lights, they consume less power and less electricity cost-wise, that it makes it more efficient to run them now than it did in the last 50 years. And you have options. You have holographic options. Granted, these are more commercialized things, but you have, Santas on roofs. You have all these beautiful everything. It's like the Charlie Brown Christmas special when they were looking for trees and could only find aluminum ones. But in this case, you're using real trees and making them beautiful. I think this is absolute S tier. The problem is not everyone can do it, but the thing is everyone can appreciate it, except for those with sight disabilities. But even then.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this will also be on the tier list later on. Those with any type of vision impairment have other sensory input that they can appreciate the holiday season on, which I'm certain will be later on in this tier list. Anyways, what are your thoughts?
I'm kind of scared of whatever it is that you're alluding to, and if I did or did not put it on the list, so I'm a little afraid. But my opinion on the lights. So there is, again, a lot of this is rooted in nostalgia, but I remember being very young and Dad Maury would come up to me and Bro Maury and be like, do you want to go to Buzzy's? And Buzzy's was this one little house in town where we would drive up, and it took us like 10-15 minutes to get into town because we lived out in the boonies. And this older gentleman would just decorate his giant piece of land and his house head to toe. It's like that scene in Jim Carrey's version of The Grinch where, Martha Mayhew decorated her house from head to toe. It looked like that. It was crazy. And it was just the most fun being a little kid and staring up at these lights. And it's still something that I really enjoy. There is like a nearby park that decorates a bunch of different things, dressing up all of the greenery and putting like standees that look like snowmen or Santa and elves and stuff like that. And it's just a very sweet thing. We just stay in the car the whole time and you drive through it, and it's a really pretty scene. So I have a very like strong fondness of it. I will also put it in S tier.
Absolutely. I love, once again, where I am, snowfall is an inevitability.
Oh yeah.
And I love walking through on a Christmas Eve. There's no one on the roads past a certain time, and I just love walking through a snowy landscape where you can hear nothing but the sound of the snow falling, and just seeing all the beautiful lights displays on the streets. It's just an absolute wonderful thing. S tier all the way.
Heck yeah. We love Christmas lights in this house. Also, my neighbors go really crazy with their Christmas decorations too. So just, there comes a certain point, like right after Thanksgiving, where it's just, oh, well, the big inflatable snowman is up. Oh, yep, they have Buddy the Elf slapped on their door. All the lights are up.
I love driving around in the April to August area and seeing all the untaken down Christmas lights that are just prepped, just waiting. You can tell that there's like a homemaker just standing beside the light switch waiting, flipping calendar pages.
All right.
Ooh.
This is something that I know a lot of people got a lot of opinions about. It's watching any type of Christmas movie. It's not one specific movie, it's just any Christmas movie.
Right. And I'd extend that even to Christmas media in general, whether it's a TV series or... Yeah, this is... Yeah, I mean, I'm at fault here. I love doing it. With my cranberry juice and frozen turkey dinner, there's not much to do and celebrate. So yeah, just toss on a movie or 10. I don't know how much of a tradition this is, because in the history of traditions, television and movie media, as far as Christmas goes, what is it, Miracle on 34th Street was the 40s. So really before then, you only had Battleship Potemkin as the other Christmas choice. So your options were slim until about the 40s, and then the movie media exploded. Tradition-wise, I think it's a good modern tradition for individuals who want to do it. As far as families, most times people just toss on a Christmas movie for their kids to wait the time away while Santa's prepping stuff and getting ready that way. Anyway, I would toss this in a, I don't know, B or A area. I think it's a good Christmas tradition. It's harmless. It's something everyone does, or a lot of people do at that rate. Yeah, B or A.
I don't know if you guys are gonna like my opinion about this.
No, I'm interested.
I don't know. So, in general, I've learned that I'm really not that much of a movie person. There's a handful of movies that I like, and I'm open to watching movies because I know other people really like them. And you know, I still do enjoy movies, but it's not something that I ever like I need to watch this, or this is a must watch, or like anything like that when it comes to like really any movie, let alone any type of Christmas movie. Because watching a movie around Christmas time is like my last concern. I'm doing other stuff. I'm prepping other stuff. I am focused on writing cards or decorating or like getting ready to exchange presents. Like, I don't care that much for Christmas movies. I will say, if I had to pick a Christmas media, I would play Christmas music while I do other stuff, but not necessarily watch movies.
And this lends back to what I was talking about with the turkey, where there are stress levels, and Christmas can be a stressful time with many, many engagements. You got to make a concession somewhere. Some people, they just don't have time to watch movies. Other people, they don't have time to visit the bathroom and they have to use bottles. Concessions have to be made. And I fully agree with what you're saying. It's not for everybody. It's mostly a time waster. For the women in the kitchen preparing the meal and the guys watching the game, the kids might be watching the movie. So it's a non-invasive thing. Yeah, I fully agree with you on this. Yes.
So I'm gonna put it in D tier.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one.
It's not that I don't like a Christmas movie, because if I had to pick one, I do really like The Polar Express. But it's just...
Oh, is that what that was? I thought it was Thomas the Tank Engine.
It's just...
No, enlarge that up again.
What do you mean? The conductor?
Yeah, Mr. Conductor. Mr.
No, that's Tom Hanks. What do you... That's Tom Hanks. What do you mean?
That's Ringo.
It's CGI Tom Hanks. No.
You can't tell who's behind the voice. That's totally Ringo Starr.
Oh
right
my god. Isn't Ringo Starr like a total beehole from what I've heard?
I have no idea.
I've heard some very not good things about Mr. Ringo Starr and how he treats like his fans and whatnot.
Jeez.
Paul McCartney would never.
I'm just saying that Paul McCartney would never treat his fans.
He would never do that. He's knighted. He would never do that.
But by the same token, Paul McCartney has never operated a talking train. So, I mean, concessions have to be made.
Yeah, I mean, or maybe he's keeping a very, very deep, dark secret from everyone.
Yeah, it is quite possible.
Who knows?
You say that Christmas Vacation is the best Christmas movie. It's last night I was watching a documentary in preparation for the stream. I was watching a documentary with Will Ferrell, and it had Bob Newhart and Ed Asner in it. This documentary on Christmas, and I didn't like it. It was I had to turn it off after 20 minutes. I fully think Christmas movies D tier.
Interesting. I don't think I've even ever seen Christmas Vacation. People will always like name all these different Christmas movies, or like they make references to Christmas movies. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry. The only one I watch is The Polar Express. That's it. And the Charlie Brown Christmas special, but I love Charlie Brown, so I make an exception. Okay, well, the next one that I picked out is Christmas caroling.
When I was alluding earlier to those with certain sensory impairments who might not be able to appreciate the visual aesthetics of Christmas lighting throughout the streets, I said that other sensory
thank God
might be
thank God I actually had it.
Smell.
A Christmas smell.
It's the sounds of song. Christmas, it's the sound of Christmas caroling.
Iconic.
And songs in general. I like the concept of Christmas caroling. I don't like the execution of Christmas caroling. I don't want people knocking on my door on Christmas Eve to sing songs at me. I don't want that. If I were to do that, I'd hire a band. But these people, they shift off to the next house and leave me wanting more. So you know what? Back in the day when they didn't have iPods, I suppose it was okay. But nowadays you can just add a click. You can put on the Christmas Charlie Brown Christmas album, and it's better than any caroling.
Oh, hold on. We have Chronic Angry. You put Home Alone in D tier. I did not put Home Alone in D tier.
Right.
I put the act of watching Christmas movies in general in D tier because you only just showed up now and you were not here for the explanation. It's all Christmas. Look, you can see there's the kid from the You'll Shoot Your Eye Out kid. There's the Gronk in the background. There's again, not Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr.
Right? It's the conductor.
Unless all of those characters are also in some crack ship version of Home Alone, it is not just Home Alone. We were talking about Christmas movies in general. I don't have my glasses on. That sounds like a you problem. Okay, anyway, back to Christmas caroling. So, I like Christmas caroling in the sense of if I'm with other people and not necessarily going door to door and we're just hanging out and, you know, we're singing Christmas songs together, that makes me happy. Growing up, again, I was extremely religious as a youngin', and we would have a list of all of our homebound church members who wanted us to come to their houses and sing songs. So it was very like non-invasive in that sense, where like they requested like, hey, we're on the homebound list. Can you send anybody out? Like, I would love if you had everybody come over and sing Christmas carols. And then they would like have little refreshments and cookies and stuff depending on who the person was if they were able to. And I have fond memories of Christmas caroling. It's not something that I do anymore, but I still enjoy singing Christmas songs.
Mm-hmm. And I'll agree with you on that. And I'll put in the caveat that if we're not talking about caroling, knocking on people, strangers' doors and soliciting, if we're just talking about singing, the public school that I grew up in, I loved when we sang Christmas carols. We practiced, and throughout end of November, started December, we sang all the classics, and then there'd be a Christmas play, and we'd get up there and we'd sing a song. That extended even into high school. I remember on the final day of high school prior to Christmas, they would shut down classes, and if anyone wanted to show up in the auditorium to sing, we were allowed to. And the majority of the kids took off. I usually went and I sang with everybody, and it was just so much innocent fun. I think that if you're not talking about caroling door to door, but more singing Christmas songs with others as a social activity, I love it. Absolutely love it. I put that up around B.
I think just because of the association with the, as you put, solicitation, I will put it in C tier. But no deep down, you guys already know that I love singing. It's about the going door to door part.
Yeah, that's creepy.
That's crazy. Okay, is it? Okay.
Because you might as well be like doing something. You might as well be delivering the mail while you're there. You know, hey Jim, by the way, here's your rake back. Ho ho ho. Just make it an activity.
While I'm here, hey, here's your snowblower that I borrowed. Also, hey, guess what?
Do I smell turkey?
Wow, that smells good.
Yeah. Got any leftovers?
Your wife did a great job.
Trash panda. You got any scraps that you've thrown
You
out
got
already?
any scraps? Oh my god.
A cat hanging in a tree. He's just got some cranberry juice. This would be great for him.
We're moving on. We're moving on to the next one. My god. Okay. So this has changed in its territory a little bit in recent years, I would say. I'll get into it in a little bit, but advent calendars. What do we think of them?
They've never been for me. I get the concept. I'm not a fan of the execution. I don't like really what it symbolizes, which is just I don't even know what it symbolizes, to be honest. I don't know. I find them unnecessary. I'd put them in either E or F. What are your thoughts?
So I can appreciate it for what it is if it's within the right price point. And this is where I'll get into my rant.
All right, I'm waiting tentative tenterhooks.
In recent years, instead of being the classic, oh, here you go, little Jimmy. We got you an advent calendar so you can count down the days till Christmas. You get to find the day, and then you get a piece of chocolate for waiting for Christmas before all the presents come in. Nowadays, I feel like people have made it and evolved it into this thing where it's like they need to be luxury for some goddamn reason. Like, I saw an advent calendar for like Dior. Why is Dior making an advent calendar? Who is buying an advent calendar where you get 24 days worth of Dior products before Christmas even hits? No, that's so unnecessary. And I know it's a marketing ploy. I know that it's just for capitalism and making money. Here, have more of our products. And especially in terms of beauty products where, like, because it's an advent calendar, they don't really care about like shade range with certain things. So they'll just put a random lipstick in there and it may or may not even look good on you. Because it's like, we're throwing it in the advent calendar, whatever. And it sucks. I'd rather be able to pick out the thing that I want. Or if it's an advent calendar, I just want a piece of chocolate, a piece of candy. It does not need to be that fancy. There's no reason for it to be that fancy. So I have gripes with these.
I fully agree. I also have gripes. The only the two types of advent calendars, which you've both touched upon, are either the innocent ones to educate children on how to count, which you could do any other number of different ways, for the reward of a piece of candy, which is usually stale and
they're not good candy either.
They're not, no. And the flip side is the commercialism aspect. The only other advent calendars I've seen involve alcohol. That's here, have some. Here, I know that you're an alcoholic there, Aunt Gladys. I got you this.
Not Aunt Gladys again.
Well, she gets around, and
oh my God.
And this advent calendar will remind her how many days of rehab she's not doing. So
Jesus Christ.
I think I share your gripes.
So I am going to put this in F tier because it just makes me so angry. And it's not even something that I grew up doing. It's like I don't care.
I can't see it making me angry, but it is definitely not for me. I would share the F. Nope. Although greed seems to have a different and a chronic for that matter.
As a kid, I absolutely loved them. I mean, I guess it makes sense when you're a kid because you're like, yay, any candy. Yeah. Oh, candy. We had a homemade one that I liked. I just enjoyed the flipping over the days. It had nothing else to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My piece of cardboard.
Homemade. And we've already addressed with Christmas cards and Aunt Gladys once again that if you're making anything homemade and as a personal gift, even the S tier gift exchange, a homemade item tied to nostalgia and family is always S tier, regardless of what it is. You have a homemade one that you liked, that's brilliant. But the ones that are packaged and marketed nowadays are just gross.
Not good. Bad. Very bad.
Mm.
Okay, let's see. We'll do this one because I know this is not something that I enjoy doing, but apparently it's something that a lot of people enjoy. It's Christmas sweaters, like ugly sweaters, the ones with the crazy Christmas patterns sweaters and stuff. Yes.
Right. I have a true story here, and it is from my Aunt Gladys.
It is Aunt Gladys. Oh my God.
It is. Aunt Gladys was not a part of the Tethercat family for very long. She married into the family, and when Christmas came around, she had gifted us something that she had spent months putting together. She had sewn her own Christmas wardrobe for us. It was very thoughtful. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. We thanked her profusely. I got home, I put it on, and unless I was a 7'4" linebacker with Popeye arms, this thing did not fit. The pattern was sketchy. It was inconsistent. Imagine of your 4 images there. Imagine all 4. It
all
was
at
an
once?
inconsistent pattern all at once. In various patchwork spaces. And it wasn't intentionally bad. It was thoughtfully nice, which made it even worse. It didn't fit. It was the ugliest sweater. My immediate friends and family were all laughing to tears at the horribleness of this really thoughtful gift. I don't think that doing an intentional ugly Christmas sweater exchange is funny or good, but receiving an unintentionally ugly Christmas sweater can be the funniest thing, although it does have root in malicious laughter.
Yes.
I would put this at D, because it is funny. It is absolutely rip-roaring funny to a malicious extent when received, when not planned. For those who plan it, it is intentionally malicious, and if it is a pre-designed thing, then that's just marketing. I would put it in D or even E.
This one will also go into E tier for me. How do I phrase this? I think I've talked about it maybe like once or twice. Growing up, I was not a small child, and therefore the clothing that I was presented was what was affordable for us as a family that did not have a lot of money, as well as whatever would just fit on my body. And I did not have a lot of options, and I ended up being dressed in a way that I hated. I dreaded like being out in public at any given point because I did not like the clothing that was on my body. It made me frustrated and I just uncomfortable. I did not like it. Since I have grown, and since there have been more options for people with my body size, I dress a very particular way because I finally have access to clothes that I want to wear that look good on me. The idea of intentionally wearing something that gaudy and, again, it's purposefully ugly, I don't want to subject myself to that. Because there's a certain connotation that comes with a person of my body type wearing something like that. And I don't want that. So I will put it in the not for me category. Some people can pull it off, and more power to them because they accessorize, they do like the whole 9 yards. I am not the one. I am not the one. I don't want anything like that. I prefer a very, very classy look. Like, if I were to describe a Christmas outfit that I would actually wear, it would probably be like a blouse of a Christmas color, so like a dark red, a deep green, maybe like a gold color, something like that, and like a nice skirt and nice pants and like boots. I would not wear like an ugly Christmas sweater and leggings or no, that's not the kind of outfit that I would wear.
Right, and that's options for women. Guys, we don't have a lot of options. It's basically the Christmas sweater or normal. Yeah. Like I can't remember someone not wearing a Christmas sweater and showing up to a huge Christmas gathering looking Christmassy. I mean, no guy does that. Once again, it's given my family, of course, it's mostly just jeans and t-shirts.
Unless you are in a completely different tax bracket, or if you're dressing up as Santa Claus.
And I'll tell you, for those Tethercat family members who are rooting around through trash bins, we're definitely not in that tax bracket.
That's understandable, and that's fine. I think I've only received a Christmas sweater once, and it was just plain navy blue. Does that count as a Christmas sweater then?
No,
if it's just plain, that's just a sweater, right?
Yeah. I mean, and given that it's winter, that's fine. Thank you very much. It's a sweater for Christmas. That's
Again,
great.
it's like saying Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Just because it's in Christmas and it's a movie does not mean it's a Christmas movie. I went on this rant yesterday, didn't I? I totally did.
I'll fight you on that, and I'll fight everyone to the grave. Die Hard's toy. His wife's name is Holly. His wife's name is Holly.
Anybody's wife's name could be Holly. That doesn't mean that it's a Christmas movie. My God. That's not how any of this works.
Agree, disagree.
Okay, we're moving on. My God. Okay. This one's a very sweet one. It's writing letters to Santa Claus.
Oh, wait, before you do that, and we'll get to that, I want to read some of these comments here.
Yeah.
I've only ever received a Christmas sweater once, and it was plain navy blue. Yeah, yeah. Going to Santa was for Christmas, and later on I took that sweater and did some arts and crafts to the sweater and put a tree on it. That's beautiful.
You made it into a Christmas sweater. Okay, right. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Good job on you, Chronic.
Woohoo.
All right, letter to Santa. I'll let you handle the start of this one.
So I think it is a very sweet concept. It is not something that I've needed to do, like, ever, more or less. But working at the library now, it is something that we offer alongside, like, coloring sheets that are Christmas themed and holiday themed, and I just think it's very sweet. I wouldn't, again, I'm not in that age group anymore where it's technically appropriate, but I think it's a very sweet thing, and it's a fun little activity to do. Whether or not the kid even believes in Santa Claus at that point, even if they, like, know the lore, I'll phrase it that way. Whether or not they know the lore, they can still have fun writing a letter to Santa. So I think it's very sweet and very fun. I would probably put it in, like, C tier, because, like, it's nice. It's a nice thing that you can do.
Absolutely. I would put anything involving innocence up in S or A. I think that writing a letter to Santa is not the most innocent thing you can do, but it's top shelf. I give an example of a side story, not necessarily to Santa, but I tried writing a letter to one of the other icons of childhood, the Tooth Fairy, and I wrote a letter to the Tooth Fairy, and whether or not my letter got delivered to the Tooth Fairy, I remember my parents were laughing so hard at it, they mounted it on the wall. Apparently, the Tooth Fairy had returned it to my parents. My parents mounted it on the wall, and it became a source of laughter, innocence, and laughter for decades. I feel that letters to Santa are in that same category, where a child can just absolutely unleash their inner thoughts, and the inner thoughts of a child are hilarious.
Yes, they are.
So how they try and justify that, okay, they might have broken that window with the baseball, but they have been a very good kid. How they try and justify why they deserve capitalism to Santa is just phenomenally innocent and amusing.
Why
S
they
tier,
deserve
all the way,
capitalism.
or at least A.
Oh my God, the phrase "why they deserve capitalism."
Absolutely. You never, well, okay, you may have seen letters to Santa in your realm. I don't know how many of them say, oh, I don't want anything, Santa, thanks, I just want world peace. Usually it's, I want that red truck, and I know
I want
I
an Xbox!
right. Absolutely. I know I spiked Aunt Gladys's coffee to creme, but you know what? I deserve that
what now? You did a what now to Aunt Gladys?
Poor Aunt Gladys, she gets the worst of it.
Oh my God, her nephew just coming up and spiking her. Jesus Christ.
Totally.
My God.
Come on, Aunt Gladys loves it.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
Her and Santa are.
I'm gonna put letters to Santa in A tier behind breakfast because I think it's very cute, very sweet. It's not an active part of the way that I celebrate Christmas, but I can appreciate others celebrating it in that way, and it is very sweet.
Yeah.
What are you saying, June? Greed.
I love that it's above the Christmas card thing. I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, it's
so
a very
Greed,
specific Christmas card. Greed just said, "What are you saying, June, about the lore of Santa?"
The lore. Yeah.
I think Christmas has become more of a customary thing rather than a Christian holiday, like an American custom, I guess is a way of wording it. That's the capitalism, baby. It has become a capitalism holiday.
Absolutely. That's why we put the attending mass in low B, because that is essentially that.
Yeah.
For those who are not associated with religion, it's just a thing that other people do, and for those who are all about religion, it's something that is customary and traditional. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna start getting into more esoteric ones. What are you whispering about with Monopoly? Oh no. Oh no.
Santa and his 8 silver tin dogs pulling his sleigh.
Oh god. Oh, this is one that I have very mixed memories about.
Yes.
But it is making a gingerbread house.
Right. I've tried doing that. I remember my family attempted to do it, and when you're hanging upside down from a pole, it's difficult.
That's hard, man.
Absolutely. Everything just falls to the floor.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I remember trying it and failing. I remember in school we tried it and failed, or at least I did. But I had a friend of mine in his family who absolutely adored the Christmas season, had a full-on display. They were affluent, of course. They had a full-on, like, full room of almost you know how those model train people create model train sets that are like utter landscapes? This family had that with gingerbread.
Oh
shit. So I think
shit.
that for those people who love it, it's great, and it's a fun activity that can, it's food. Food is always fun. It's a social activity. It's festive. I'd throw it in A or B.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fair. I remember making at least a handful of gingerbread houses. One of them was in school, and I come from a very strong baking household, so Mom Mori hooked me up with the good stuff. She gave me all of the like actual for real cake decorating stuff. So I rolled up in 5th grade with just the most stuff, and I had the best time, but I still didn't win the contest, which is bullshit, but that neither here nor there. That was in 5th grade. The other time I made one.
This photo, is that your 5th grade?
No, that's not. No, I do not. I don't think I have an existing photograph, but the only other one that I did was, again, I was very religious growing up, and we did them at church for our confirmation class? Something like that. Like, it was one of the activities that we did. But I do have some very fond memories. It can be difficult to execute, especially for, I don't know. There's certain people that have a knack for doing things like this and making it very pretty. Mom Mori also has an architectural degree, so we have fun doing it. But for some people who are not there's a little gingerbread bathroom with
yes.
But for other people who are not as crafty, I can understand them struggling to enjoy it. I'd probably put this in B tier behind church service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
I think that's an appropriate spot.
My entries usually looked less like gingerbread houses and more like gingerbread thatch huts.
Not the thatch hut. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Yes, gingerbread houses love. Gingerbread was extremely stale after the 2 or so weeks, though. I mean, you wouldn't, at least for me, we wouldn't make them to eat them. We would make them as like a, look, we're celebrating the season and this thing is technically edible, but it's just for pretty.
Right, and that's the problem. I went to my friend's house, and this affluent family had created their utter landscape, and they're like, so what do you think? And I'm drooling, staring at what could potentially be tomorrow's meal. I'm like, oh, yeah, it looks nice. You know, I'm trying to figure out how I can actually steal a root.
How to eat it! I love that.
Stale or not, it's going in my belly.
What's funny is that Christmas isn't even really a Christian holiday. Its origins are pagan. Yeah, most of the actual, like, tradition stuff is rooted in paganism, and then the Christians came along. Not just
Christmas, it's every religion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, most of them. Some of them.
The poor pagans. Man. It's hard, man. Anyway.
Everyone celebrates. That's the best part of this holiday season.
I ate my little sister's gingerbread house last week. You ate it! Oh my god.
Kudos, Minimi. You did good.
That couldn't be me. I'm sorry. Ooh!
And I hope that you, like, stared your sister in the eye while you were biting the chimney. Like, just stare her down and just tear the chimney off with your teeth.
That's so cruel. My god.
Viciously.
It was just on the just because it was sitting on the table and you just ate it? Oh my god.
That's kind of cruel.
It's like, well, it's sitting on the table. Fair game. Oh my god.
It's next to the sandwich. I gotta make a choice here.
Man, I'm really hankering for something sweet. Wow, look at this fully assembled house sitting on the table.
It's lit up. It looks like
it's so festive.
In the front window. Oh,
delicious.
Tommy's rumbling on this one.
Oh my god. Okay, this. I don't know how I feel about this one, but we're gonna talk about it because it is a tradition. The tradition surrounding mistletoe. What do we think?
Well, I might be biased because I'm Tethercat.
What does that mean?
And I'm hanging from A tier. Just because we had to shift me down from the S must-do category.
We're not going to talk.
I might be biased on mistletoe hanging from the ceiling, but I gotta tell you, it is aligned with Christmas trees. It's a celebration that, as was stated earlier, is rooted in non-religious origins, and it celebrates the birth and life cycle of the planet. So you get today being the solstice. Happy solstice for everybody today.
Happy solstice.
And it's, once again, the return of life to the planet. I think that hanging mistletoe is one of the nicest and purest and even most classic traditions that anyone can do to bring a living element from outside into the house. Now, this is just hanging mistletoe. That's fine. Kissing under mistletoe, that's a different entity altogether.
That's what I was implying with using mistletoe. I do really like your explanation as a plant, though. I like to take that into account. But what is your opinion about the kissing part?
Well, I don't know if anyone who's watching this has experienced the last 3 or 4 years, but close contact with family members can be troublesome. Close contact with absolute strangers that just happen to be standing under your door jamb during a certain time of the year with some alcohol in them is not cool. The tradition, quote unquote, of kissing underneath mistletoe is a no-no, especially in today's society.
Yeah.
I would put that completely in F tier. The historic nature of mistletoe, I would put in A tier. The kissing under mistletoe, I'd put in F tier.
Okay. With everything that you've said taken into account, because I do really love the actual significance of it as a plant and, you know, the renewal of the earth and like the whole cyclical thing. I love that. Also taking into account the being at a party and there are drunk people around and you just end up in a doorway and all of a sudden you are then required to receive or give physical affection to someone you may or may not know. Not great. Or even with family members. Like, I can see it working in some households, but not all.
Right. I don't want to be kissed by Aunt Gladys. Not on the lips, not on the cheek, not on the forehead.
Yeah, my household is not one of physical affection. Because we're Asian, that does not happen. Right. That's just not something that's gonna happen. However, I will have one singular caveat with talking about kissing under the mistletoe, and that's because I like to be Delulu sometimes. Live my little fantasies in my head where nobody else can bother me. So the concept of kissing under the mistletoe in my Delulu brain, if it's with someone that I may or may not, it's the whole, you do the whole 9 yards. Oh my God, I ended up at a Christmas party and my crush is here and they look so cute and I dressed up really cute and oh my God, I'm standing under the doorway just sipping my drink and they approach me and oh my God, there's a mistletoe of it. Like, the Delulu in me is like S tier. And it's good for content creation. But realistically, no, I'm not. I would not do that. No, I'm not a person who would do that. So I think
that you've touched on something though, which is that if you're
delusional enough.
Very similar to the lady who drove 8 hours so that she could decorate her tree and she's got a bottle behind her.
Exactly.
If you're in a household where it's just you or it's just you and a consensual partner and no Aunt Gladys is going to appear or any other family members or strangers, then I think that as a consensual embodiment, absolutely. I think that it's a very fun thing that you can play around with. It's just that element of strangers. It's just, yeah.
I could see this working at my best friend's house because, again, the only people that live in my best friend's house are my best friend and her husband. And even if I were to visit, I don't think it would be the end of the world. I would 100% kiss my best friend, and I have in the past. We won't get into that, but.
No, but it doesn't even need to be on the lips or anything. It could just be a peck on the cheek or whatever. Sure.
And I have an idea that if it were to be me and her husband, we would both consensually agree to body slam one another because that's how we're just.
Yes, totally.
Consensual body slamming. Exactly.
That happens in wrestling households.
Yes. Well, it's not even that we're a wrestling. I would just look at this man and be like, I'm going to slam you with my full body weight. And he would look at me and go, me too. And then we just do it because it would be funny and it's funnier.
Whereas I was thinking the Macho Man, Roddy Piper Christmas special where they're like, oh, there's mistletoe. Well, driver.
Oh my God. So I think with all of those taken into account.
Who's that with the gifts? Is that Santa? It's George the Animal Steel. Head pot.
Oh my God. We're putting this in D tier underneath Christmas movies because I like the Delulu too much to let it go.
Right, okay, I'll give it.
I want my Delulu. Let me live my Delulu life. I'm not hurting anybody in my head.
And also because of the consensual nature that it can have, that actually bumps it up from the F tier. So, okay.
Yeah.
D tier is good.
Because it can be consensual. It can be nice. When you're so touch-starved, you decide to body slam people. You know it's okay to ask for a hug, Jude. It's okay. It's not. No. Listen. this is specifically in relation to me and my best friend's husband. I have given him hugs, and I do love giving him hugs. However, if we were to stand under a mistletoe together, we would both lock eyes and immediately body slam each other, because this is how both of us are programmed. I am not opposed to giving hugs. I love giving hugs. I'm specifically talking about my best friend's husband and how stupid we are the second that we are in a room together.
And I also have to agree on a personal level, because I am touch-starved, and I had someone knock on the door to deliver a gift for me, and I tried body slamming them, but I'm a very strong cat, and it did not work in my favor. Ultimately, they dropped the gift and ran, which was probably the wisest option.
I don't know, getting body slammed by a cat is not as bad as getting body slammed by a 6'4" large man, but you know, it's fine. It's fine.
I suppose so.
We're moving on to another tradition.
Actually, JK brings up another point earlier in the chat. He says, don't put that stuff in the Christmas turkey. It's poisonous. Yeah, and absolutely. I think that you'd be better off hanging bay leaves above the door.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This one is one that I want to get into. Again, it's not something that we've made a tradition, but I kind of want to make it a tradition. It's going to those German-style Christmas markets that they set up outside.
I'm unfamiliar with those specifically, and I can kind of grasp the concept of an outdoor Christmas festival, but interesting.
So, okay, how do I describe it? Because this is a big thing back, like, in my hometown, and people would, like, drive for miles and miles to go here. It's basically, like, you know how people set up farmers markets in the spring and the summer, like, once a weekend or whatever? It's that same concept, but they'll do it for, like, a whole week before Christmas. There are these little stalls, and they will sell things like hot food. You can get like hot cider, coffee, hot cocoa. They'll just make little bites of things that you can buy. And then you'll also have a bunch of craft vendors that show up. They will hand make wreaths. There'll be like very traditional stalls that make wooden toys or wooden ornaments. You can also find other craft people that make like earrings and other jewelry out of beads, just like that sort of vibe. You bundle up in a big coat and you put on like your sneakers or your boots if there's snow outside, and you just wander around with your family, your friends, your significant other, whoever it is, and just enjoy doing like a little bit of shopping. You're nibbling the whole time. They have lights strung up. Sometimes they'll have like live music there, like a big band will be set up and they'll be doing like Christmas songs, or they might get like a choral group together and they'll do a bunch of Christmas songs. It's that kind of thing.
I think that sounds wonderful. I'm going to put a petition into the mayor. I that sounds amazing. That sounds like it's profitable for the independent and local entrepreneurs who want to engage in that. It sounds like it's an amazing event for consumers and for families walking around, especially with all the Christmas themes and cheers and goodwill. However, I feel it's rooted in capitalism, and if it didn't have the stall aspect, the market aspect, it might be good. But then, of course, why would you even have stalls or a marketplace if it didn't have that capitalism aspect? So that just negates the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think that it's a good community event, and if it were kept out of the corporate hands, such as not the local coffee shop that might want to sponsor it, but the big chain Starbucks franchise that wants to. I think if it were a local thing, I think it'd be great, but trying to keep that out of the corporate hands would be really difficult because corporations love these things.
Yeah.
I like the concept. I don't think that it has practicality. I'd say C tier. That would be my assumption.
So this was something that like I knew people would go out and do, but I would never have the opportunity to do it. And I've been so jealous my whole life because I've always wanted to do it. And now I'm in a place that doesn't really have it. But I will say, from the farmers markets that I've been to, at least like directly locally, it takes me 5 minutes to drive there. There is no corporate competition at all, because these are all like local farmers, local producers. Like, they pull up in their pickup trucks and they put like a little like foldable tent up and a foldable table, and they just sit there with their like lawn chair with like signs made out of paper that just have Sharpie like scribbled on it with prices. Like that kind of vibe. And I love it. And nobody ever tries to like compete with them. Like, I'm not gonna see like a, hey, look, there's a Walmart stand here with Walmart produce. Like, no. And I feel like because of the nature of these like Christmas marts, I've heard them referred to as like a Kris Kringle or Kringle Mart. Like, there is no competition because they know that it's all gonna be local businesses. I remember my one favorite place that I love going to all the time is this one indoor farmers market that's like an hour away from my hometown, and it's this giant strip building. There's stores to the left, to the right, and a whole like center aisle. So you do one big loop and they're all just little tiny stores. My favorite Puerto Rican restaurant is in there too, and I miss it so much. And that's just the kind of vibe that I've always gotten from these. I'm going to put it in S tier because it's something I've never gotten to do, and I still really want to do it. I really want to go to it. I really want to go. I want it so bad.
Well, I want to pee in a cup, but you don't see me putting that Christmas tree decoration in S tier.
I did not ask for... I didn't ask for this.
I still say that C tier is where it should be, but if you want to throw it in S, I don't know. We're looking at Christmas traditions, right? It might be a modern tradition, but
I wouldn't even say it's a modern tradition, more that it's a very specific cultural tradition, because it's a very Germanic thing. If you go to Germany, like, they've been doing these, and a lot of my roots in my hometown are German, so it just kind of carried over.
Right. I can abide. See, you're placing it above cutting down a live Christmas tree to bring it in. I'd put it between that and the breakfast.
Okay, you know what? That makes sense.
Because I don't know, you haven't sold me on the importance of having that market. And by the way, it sounds fantastic. I would be all about it, but not when you're looking at the entire scope of Christmas traditions and where it places within all of them.
That makes sense.
Sounds great, though.
Okay. Well, this is just a note for everybody else watching. You guys can play and race to see who takes me to a Christmas mart first. I will love you forever if you take me to a Christmas mart.
Likewise, if anyone wants to hang me above a door jamb, I mean, that option is always available to you as well.
If anybody wants to get you a dedicated bottle for your piss. That's exactly what the fuck you're saying right now. My God. Okay. Ooh, okay. This is another one that I think is kind of dumb and that I don't like. Why is this a topic? Ask fucking Tethercat. I did not start that shit. This is all Tethercat's fault.
With the very first image you started.
No. Okay. This is something that, again, as you heard my opinions about the sweaters, it carries over into this. And it's getting matching pajamas for everyone in the household or everyone in your family.
I take a different aspect of that. I think that this image, I'm not certain what you typed in to get this image, but I take this image as dressing up for a holiday photo in matching gear. because people do that. They want to have that family photo. Look, it's Christmas time. See how we're wearing all the same Christmassy outfits, and look at the age of our young mammal between us.
Young mammal.
Ignore the fact that it's AI. And,
Oh my
apologize for
God.
the number of fingers on everyone's
I was gonna say
hands,
the
but-
number of toes on their feet.
Totally.
Jesus
But,
Christ.
but the sentiment remains that if this isn't matching pajamas for everyone in the family, and it is a family photo, I can see that being a bit of a tradition of wanting to have a family photo. If it is just matching pajamas for the family, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, because they don't do it for photos. Like some of the families that I know, they do it because like it's not for like a traditional photo shoot. But they'll do like their big yearly Facebook posts where they're like, it's the family, we're all together for Christmas. Look, we're all wearing matching pajamas. And it's like candid photos of them like opening presents and stuff. But I'm still just like, I don't want to wear the same pajamas as everybody else. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
It's creepy.
I also think it's a little creepy. I think that it might work for like, again, in this case, like a newly married couple, or like if they have their first baby and they swaddle their baby in a similar print, like that can be cute, that can be endearing. Your kid gets to be like 7 or 8 and they're like, I don't want to put on the pajamas, Mom. Like
You'll put those on and you'll smile for the camera.
You'll smile, goddammit, or we're taking your presents away. Like I don't want anything to do with this. This is not designed for me. This is not something that we are doing.
Right.
No, thank you.
And conversely, if it is a photo for Christmas and for a photo gallery, I'm all about that. I remember that I had a pet once and I put a Christmas hat on the pet. And I took a selfie, and it was the funniest thing. I would look at that in August and laugh. I would look
That's
at it in March and I'd
fantastic.
cry.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're taking a holiday photo involving Christmas-related costumes, I think that's wonderful. But if you're getting dedicated Christmas pajamas for the family, that's just creepy.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the not for me underneath sweaters. Because I feel
I'll
like
go
at
for that.
least sweaters, you can wear them outside of your house because that's the point. Pajamas? No, there ain't no way.
Yeah. And let's face it, look at that family. They don't sleep with clothes on. Just look at them.
Are we going there? Is that what's happening right now? Oh my god.
That's the first time they have worn nightwear in decades.
Oh my
Just look at it.
god. Oh my god. It seems
That's not
too
even
much like
legit.
you're putting on a show. Yeah. Yeah,
They rented
it
that night.
does. Never liked it. I feel irritated. I know. I don't like them either. I
Yep.
feel like it can be fun for a Christmas movie night. I guess so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you get together and you have a Rocky Horror Picture Show and people dress up.
Yes!
Like that. Totally, right?
Get the whole family to dress up like the cast of the Rocky Horror Picture Show and
Right.
dance around your living room. You know what? If I was with all of my gay best friends and we had a giant sleepover where we did that, that would actually fucking rock. I need to do that now. Holy shit.
Totally. It's a little known fact, but I like to watch Die Hard, and I dress up in a tank top, bloodied pants, and no socks. I mean, it's
Oh
just
my
tradition, you know?
God.
You do what you have to.
Oh my god, and soiled underwear. Jesus Christ.
Soiled underwear.
You didn't make it to the piss bottle.
No, I didn't.
Oh my god. Oh, we're moving on. Ice skating! What do we think
started
about
that one.
ice
That one's on
skating? Yeah, that one's on me. Ice skating as a concept.
That's not Christmas. That was winter. With that said, I love it. Everything from the Christmas holiday special, I love it. I'm in an area where that's oh so common. I'll probably be doing that myself this next week, but I don't think it's a Christmas thing. I think it's just a winter thing.
Okay, that's fair. I think at least in this specific picture, the act of going ice skating at the Rockefeller Center in New York City is very much a Christmas thing, but ice skating in general is more of a general winter activity, the same way that, like, hey, it snowed, I'm gonna pelt you with snowballs. Like, it's not necessarily a Christmas thing.
And up here, people go skating on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, and it's a really wonderful thing until the people, all of them, pull out their hockey sticks and start cross-checking each other. And then they have to go and sit in the penalty box for 5 minutes or get ejected. I mean, it's just, you know, it really takes things away from the Canadian holiday spirit. Really
or they go home in an ambulance.
You know, a couple of stitches to the face, put the mask back on, get back in, foil the knuckles, they're wonderful.
It's fine. Now, I've actually never I've never been ice skating before. I've been roller skating a couple times, but I've never had the opportunity to go ice skating. And I like the idea of it. However, with some of the gripes that I have about Christmas sweaters, people at my size might struggle a bit with ice skating or feeling safe or secure while ice skating until they get the hang of it. I feel like if I were able to pick it up quickly enough and get comfortable doing it quickly enough, I would probably enjoy it, but it's a toss-up. I'm not sure if I would like it.
Canadian Thanksgivings take place in October, and in the area I live, a large majority of my 50-person family come up to where I live, where there's a really popular arena.
Mm-hmm.
They go oot and a boot to this arena.
Oot and a boot.
And there is dedicated skating during Thanksgiving, not even Christmas, during Thanksgiving. And the entire family gets on the ice, and those that can skate, and there are many, bring their hockey sticks and they race around that, they lap the track. Those that can't skate or have difficulty grab chairs and use those as stability, as training wheels, and skate around the entire arena very slowly, or they clutch the boards with their hands, and they still enjoy skating, but not as much as the people cross-checking. It is huge in Canada, so I think that as a Christmas tradition, if you can do it, it's A tier.
I think in general, because it's not necessarily a Christmas thing, and keeping in mind the safety hazards and risks that come with ice skating in comparison to some of the other things we got going on, I'm willing to put this in either the end of B tier or maybe C tier.
All right, and you know what? I'll give it C tier, and you can put it either before or after caroling. In fact, I put the innocence of children singing Christmas carols above the importance of ice skating.
Yeah. I would say that singing is slightly more accessible too.
Oh, absolutely. And whatever we choose, wherever we put it, it's definitely above watching Christmas movies.
Yeah. I think ice skating as a concept for like going out and having fun for Christmas is definitely more enjoyable and more exciting than watching a Christmas movie. Hold on, there's a dog on the ice? Where? Wait, where in the picture is there a dog?
Oh yeah, we get tons of them. They love chasing people around. Yeah, they do that all the time.
I could see a dog having a great time on the ice. I could not probably see a cat having a good time. They would probably get mad.
Well, the ones I've brought to the arena, they flop around a lot. They if you've ever seen a cat skid across a wet floor, it looks a lot like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just experience talking. The Canadian talking about experience. By the way, everyone, I'm from near Toronto, for those of you joining in.
Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto. It's either pronounced Toronto, Toronto, or Trana, depending on your proximity to the core.
Oh, God. To the core. The center.
Yep. Toronto proper.
Okay, we are on the last two, which I think are both very funny ones.
I just want to read some of these comments before you get them up on the view. Ice skating, I mean, like ice skating, I don't do it for a Christmas tradition. Yeah, it is fun. I like it. Christmas tradition. Meh. Minimi never ice skated before. Wanted to just see how it is. It is. If you bundle up as if you're going to go into the elements, then you're warm, and all you have to worry about is slamming your bum across the ground, and no one ever breaks their bones, so it's easy. Dog on the ice. I love Christmas movies, Christmas specials more than Christmas movies. I'm all about that with you, JK. Fist bump. On a rink that crowded, pitting a dog on the ice is sort of a dick move. I'd say yes. Absolutely. I fully agree with you on that, Chronic. Anyway.
I mean, yeah, if it's a really big crowd. I mean, if you have access to like, or if it's only like maybe 2 other people, then it's like, oh my god, someone brought their dog, have fun. But like, yeah, if there's a huge crowd, it's probably not a good idea.
Or even an outdoor rink where it's wide open. That's
oh
great. But
yeah.
This is the Rockefeller Center where it's enclosed. That's dick move, absolutely.
It's probably not a good place to take a dog. Okay, second to last tradition, we have this little shit, the elf on the shelf. The thing that's supposed to monitor you and make sure that you're being good. What do we? You can already tell that I don't like it.
Right. I want to put it straight into F. In fact, I'd vacate that to the abyss.
I know. I hate this shit. I hate it so much.
With that said,
oh no.
The majority of my social media feeds, especially for Ann Gladys, are full of posts of people I like, people I respect, people I actually admire.
Oh no.
Putting photos of this idiotic thing, this insipid anti-holiday.
It's authoritarianism in the face of a little shit. I hate it so much.
Have you seen the ones where they install security cameras into it?
What? No, I have not seen those, and now I'm even angrier. Oh my god.
I would eject this to the abyss, except that there are a lot of older people. Aunt Gladys, you know what? I have to begrudgingly say that it's in the not for me category. I loathe these things, but others don't. It's in the not for me category.
I don't care if others enjoy this. I really don't give a shit about what other people think in terms of this little thing. It represents something so horrible and taints the Christmas spirit of just showing the whole point is that you show gratitude to others. Why are we bringing an authoritarian like watchdog into it? Like, no. The only funny posts about Elf on the Shelf are when people like take those shaky photos where they're grabbing them and be like, come here, you little shit. Like, I actively despise these. I really hate them. Or like, I will see parents be doing the most where, what was it? This one lady like recreated the one scene from Elf where he like eats the weird spaghetti with all the candy on it. And like, she purposefully made a mess all over her stove being like, oops, looks like the elf on the shelf got into our spaghetti. And it's like, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to yourself for the sake of a stupid little cloth plastic painted face? Like, no, I hate this thing. I hate what it represents. I hate what it turns people into. I don't like it. This thing is the worst. It can die in a fire. I hate the elf on the shelf. Get out of here.
I have to ask you.
Oh boy.
Is this a fad? This only came about in the last 10 or 15 years, to my knowledge. Is this going to be just something that this generation acknowledges and then it's going to completely disappear off the face of the earth within the next 5 or 10 years?
I fucking hope so. I hope so.
But I think it's just a cultural fad, a generational fad, and I think it's going to go away. I hope, I pray, I really want.
Oh my god, I don't want this thing around. It's just not, it's not good. It's not good. Don't like it. Finally, the last tradition that I have informed you, but I might need to inform the general audience that is watching.
Alrighty.
This one is so funny to me. It's the pickle! Who in chat, before I get into it, who in chat already knows what the pickle is? Who knows what this is? Who knows what it does? Before I start to, I'll let you guys simmer on that for a second. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Never done that. Also has some weird champ vibes. Creepy AF, but I love... You like the concept of the elf on the shelf? Babu, it's awful. Yeah. No.
It's awful.
Y'all don't know about the okay, let me explain what the pickle is. Imagine...
Yeah, please, go to town here.
Imagine, if you will, a loving suburban American household. There's mom, there's dad, and their 5 beautiful children. Ages 13, 11, 9, 7, and 3. All the beautiful, beautiful children that they have had together. They are all so excited for Christmas. They have seen the presents piling and piling and piling under the tree for days now, for weeks now. They've been so excited. They wrote their letters to Santa, and they cannot wait any longer for Christmas.
Right.
Christmas.
Imagine that every child, every family member has enacted every single image that's currently on the screen.
Yes.
They have made the gingerbread houses. They're dressed in the matching pajamas. They've sung songs. Everything is pure 100% Christmas.
Yes. The night is Christmas Eve. All of the little children have been tucked into their beds, and it is time. Father Dearest goes into the coat closet and procures the pickle ornament and hides it in the tree. It is 8 a.m. on Christmas morning, and the children are stomping their feet as they clamber down the stairs, all jumping and screaming and having the best time, waiting for Father and Mother Dearest to come down the stairs and give them the final call. They come down the stairs. They stare at their beautiful children in their excitement, in the glow of the Christmas tree, and they go 3, 2, 1, go! And the children scramble and clamor to find the pickle on the tree, so they may be the first child to open the first gift. That is what the Christmas pickle is. Christmas pickle grants you the right to open the first Christmas present.
Interesting. I didn't know that aspect.
It's
the Wonka ticket.
It's the Wonka ticket. Every kid wants to find the pickle, so they get to be the one to open the present first.
Okay, when you put it in that light, see, I didn't know that final twist. You had informed me prior about the pickle, but you didn't tell me the reason why.
Yeah, I just showed you a pickle ornament and was like, guess what this is for?
So, in the eyes of the children. By the way, let's look at chat while I resonate my thoughts here. I don't want to imagine it. It gives me anxiety. Me too. Christmas Hunger Games? Yes. Why a pickle? Yeah, June, why a pickle?
I am going to find out right now. I'm Googling it. So what is a Christmas pickle and where did it come from? According to Southern Living, in November of this year, according to one legend, it was inspired by a German-American soldier who was taken prisoner during the Civil War. Starving, he begged a guard to give him one last pickle before he died. The pity pickle gave him the mental and physical strength to live on! That's... I didn't know that was the reason! That's so fucking dark! Oh no!
God.
I did not know that was the reason behind the Christmas pickle.
My God. So much like the best of Disney cinema or traditional fairy tales. This itself, this is so rooted in the darkest of dark history.
Oh my
Had a
God!
cucumber been handed to this man, history would have changed.
He would have
but
died on the
given a
spot.
pickle, he would have just committed Sudoku.
Oh my God!
But the fact he was given a pickle
Oh
gave
my
him the will to live.
The will to live, all destined in one
God.
German pickle. Oh my
So,
God!
What these unsuspecting Southern living parents are doing when they're like, okay, gather round, children. It's time to find out which one of you will have the will to live.
Oh my God!
Hunger Christmas games? You're not.
That's
far
kind
off.
of what
You okay?
it is.
I bet you didn't know how true that sentence was going to be when you typed
Jesus Christ, man.
it.
So what do you think? Where should it be placed?
It does sound like a pickle commercial. What? Yeah, sponsored by Bix.
Oh my God. Babu, we're not putting in an S tier. No! This is not an S tier tradition.
You know what? It was F and it was E until you revealed that final twist about the
German American soldier.
The man stuck in the cage getting
Oh my
tortured
God.
to death and giving up on all things.
That's the reason for the
Writing
season.
his will.
Oh my
He's trying to write his
God.
will with a pen that doesn't work. This pickle gives him the juice, the green ink to allow him to complete his will.
Oh
And through
my
that,
God.
He realizes that not only should he realizes, very similar to Pulp Fiction,
God.
that not only can he complete his list with this green ink that's been handed to him, but he can now pass on this tradition if he can just smuggle this pickle out of his encampment to freedom and to pass it along to generations below him. This pickle represents freedom. I think it's S tier.
The freedom pickle. Are we just
Freedom pickle, because of the way he smuggled it out of the
German prison?
out of the German prison. He didn't
my
tell his
God.
kids about it. He handed them the same pickle.
It is the same exact pickle. I feel like we're so emotionally attached to this pickle that now we are required to put it in S tier.
Absolutely. Like, okay, so you've got
Oh my
the mother and the
God.
father and the 5 children, and they come down and the father's like, okay, find the pickle. And he's got tears in his eyes. He's got tears streaming from his eyes as he requests his brethren, his offspring, to find the pickle that has been smuggled in the tree as his family's tradition. It is a symbol of a war hero, absolutely. S tier, S++.
I thought you were about to say War Himbo, and I was like, what did he do?
You know what? He could have been.
He could have been.
That pickle didn't get up there itself.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, we're too emotionally attached. It has to be an S tier now. Whether it's something I've never done it before in my life because I've never needed to. But in order to honor the German American soldier who had the will to power on through a single pickle, I suppose I need to start doing it immediately.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Not the salute and shit. Oh my
That pickle
God!
is the Christmas spirit embodied.
Which
Which
war?
war was it? All of them.
Every single war that's ever
All of
happened.
them. Every war where a pickle has been
Oh my God!
shifted from individual to individual, enemy to comrade.
Oh my God! Well,
Pickle has seen things.
that's the list. We have successfully ranked all the Christmas traditions that I could figure out and list. Fuck the elf on the shelf. I hate that guy.
Totally, yeah. Pickle to S++, elf on the shelf to F-. I have to admit that when we started this earlier in the evening, the S, A, and B tier were front-loaded. I am so glad that we've managed to actually make a semi-optimal list here. This is a really beautiful tier list. It's balanced.
Yes. I can't speak much for my previous tier lists in terms of balance because I think the last one I did was Thanksgiving food, and I like most Thanksgiving food. And then the one before that was Halloween monsters, and I'm a freak, so I can't speak for how balanced those ones are, but I feel like this one is much more I don't know, objective in a way. So it's not as I don't hold all of them to the same nostalgia level, I guess.
Right. I want to inform the viewers that there is a Canadian tradition. I was explaining this to June, both of us.
Oh, yes.
There is a Canadian tradition. It's called mummering. And let me just, I'll type it out in chat. So there's mummering as the Canadian tradition. And what that embodies is that people, help me out here on this, June. I have the internet open, but I'm not looking at it.
Oh, God.
The people go caroling door to door.
Yes.
And their carols are akin to, come sing with us, or we're going to raid your house. I can't remember that. What were
it's either to make them go away, you give them food, or if you have nothing to give, you are required to join them in their begging.
Yes. And so a small group of like 3 or 4 people start mummering, and then suddenly no one wants to give food, and you got 50 people showing up on Aunt Gladys's doorstep pounding, asking for food. Yeah.
You need to kill the bug early on. If there's only 3 of them, just give them the fucking food. Otherwise, then they're gonna come back around and there's gonna be 50 of them. You're like, I don't have enough food for 50 people. Shit, I need to do this now.
And conversely, you be the first one to start the mummering thing, so you get all the food.
Be the first mummerer. Do it. You won't.
Yeah. Everyone waits until sundown, staring at their clocks. Anyway, that's a Canadian tradition.
Oh, that's so funny. Also, Sanic Straven, welcome in. Wow, the pickle ornament makes sense now. Yes, it does. It's not just representative of a plain old pickle, just a household that really loves pickle. Could you imagine someone going out and being like, I need to buy Christmas ornaments, and they see one pickle and they're like, I need to do a pickle themed tree, and they buy all the pickle ornaments not understanding the tradition, and they're like, it's a pickle themed tree and it smells like pickles and it's all pickles.
Oh my god. Once again, sponsored by Bix. By the way, I know Sanix, so hey, shout out, how are you doing? Thanks for showing up.
Oh, well, thank you for stopping by. How sweet of you.
And I like that you say that mummering is based on the Mari lid. Sanix, to my recollect, is from the northern United States, having grown up. And so if there's any authoritative voice on mummering, I would defer to Sanix, absolutely.
Got it. So next year, are we going to add pee bottling and Christmas body slamming? Yes, of course, JK, we absolutely will. I can't believe you put advent calendars on the same level as Elf on the Shelf. I'm angry about it, okay? Let me live. I have my opinions, and I shared them already.
Yeah,
so I
can't justify them.
Yeah, no, it's not worth trying to... doing the mental gymnastics for it? No, not worth it. So it's a very intense version of the lyrics, give us some figgy pudding, we won't leave until we get some. Yes. Yes.
Die Hard with Home Alone. Yeah, we put Christmas movies down in the D tier. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a very balanced tier list. I've quite enjoyed this. This has been fun.
This was very, very fun. We did not argue nearly as much as the last tier list because we are not on that level of arguing with one another yet, and B, we're not as insane as when we're put in a room together.
I think that in lack or in lieu of arguing, the level of backstory, created lore,
all the lore,
on the fly tradition, I think that more than made up for the arguing.
All of the lore, so much lore behind all of them. Oh my god.
That poor woman, Solo, first woman decorating.
I'm so certain. Not that she will ever see this stream, but if she stumbles across it, ma'am, I'm so sorry. Blame Tethercat.
Absolutely, totally blame me. She's doing a reverse Google image search.
Oh my god, no.
Creative Commons image. She's like, I wonder if I've shown up on the internet anywhere. What is this?
No.
Oh, that was a heartfelt announcement for my Aunt Gladys. That's not mine.
Her Aunt Gladys.
That's Aunt Gladys bottle.
Oh my god, I love Elf on the Shelf. Rip. I'm sorry, Babu. I feel like Momochi is the Elf on the Shelf, kind of. Yes. In my life, yes. I'm always watched. Can never escape her vision. It's not gonna happen anytime soon. There's nothing I can do. Oh gosh. Well, Tethercat, thank you so much for joining me for this. I had a very good time. I'm glad I got to do this tier list with you.
Absolutely, and thanks for inviting me on, June. This has been incredibly enjoyable, and I've loved interacting with the chat. All of you who have contributed, those of you watching, those who didn't chat, every single one of you, including yourself, June, you've all been really fun and wonderful. If I were to extend happy holidays, it would be to all of you. You guys have been great. Thanks for.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's very, very sweet of you. I know I have to have you on the actual talk show at some point, and that's going to be such a good time. And then again, whenever I figure out that other talk show that I want to do, having you on there would also be a really, really good time. While we are here, and while I have all of your guys' attention, please look in the description below, if you would, because the June Koumori 2023 Christmas pack is now available. You guys get a wallpaper, you guys get a voice pack, you guys get a cover of a Christmas song, and you get a photo of a handwritten note that I did. So that's your little Christmas present. It's all free. You guys don't have to pay anything, just download the link below, and that's all yours. And if you are a member of the Discord server, which is 18 and older, there is a bonus one for you to download in the announcement section there, which has the same things, but just a little bit spicier. And they're all for free, so you better get in the Discord server if you want the spicy stuff. That's all that I'm saying.
I was surprised when I saw that pack. I opened it up.
You opened it! Don't talk about it on stream!
I don't know.
Oh my god!
What surprised me was the title names of the files, implying that there might have been something a little spicier.
We're not,
very well done.
No, we're not going to talk about the spicy pack on stream. Oh my
god. There are 2 packs. And
oh my god.
Would definitely be in everyone's best interest.
Yeah, if you're 18 or older, get your butt in the Discord server. Yeah. My god. Okay.
It's an excellent Christmas gift from Genius.
My face is fucking red.
June and December is what you get.
My god. Okay. Was nice meeting Tethercat. Are you part cat bat? JK wants to know.
I am 100% cat. I just happen to be hanging down from a tether pole. Just run with it. Just run with it.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. We're not going to think too hard about it. Oh my gosh.
Wink, wink. Let's not think too hard. And that goes for you, the audience.
Oh god. Well, guys, I will be streaming again this upcoming Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We are doing another ASMR session where I read classic Christmas stories and just hang out with you guys for a little while, because I don't think any of the Christmas stories I have are really that terribly long. It's not the same as me like reading through a chapter book, which I have some planned for the future, but we'll save that for later. But yeah, you guys will see me again on Saturday. But until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, your morning, your afternoon, your evening, whatever it might be, wherever you are. And I'll see you guys again on Saturday, or I'll be floating around the Discord server. You want to say bye, Tethercat?
Yeah, I also run streams on both YouTube and Twitch. I have no schedule. It's always intermittent. It's whenever I show up. That's when anyone can watch. I play video games. I watch really bad movies. And yeah, any and all of you are more than welcome to join in. If I do not see any or all of you, and if I do, have yourselves a happy holiday. Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm so glad I met all of you, and take care and enjoy the festivities.
Oh, how sweet. You guys go show Tethercat some love. You better, or else. All right, have a good one, guys. We'll see you later. Bye, bye. Bye, 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 bye.
Jingle.